Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Mass Reviewer back once again with another review, and today we are doing a review for No Time to Die. This is the final installment in the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, and so we have finally gotten to it. So, with that said, let us begin with the characters. So, everyone is good, I would say. There's obviously Daniel Craig as James Bond. He still does a great job in the role of James Bond. Other than him, you have Ana de Armas, who plays Paloma, who I think that Ana de Armas is a great actress. I thought she was great in Blade Runner 2049. She was also, I'm pretty sure, in The Gray Man. So she is a great actress. I liked her. She was good in this role as like this like new agent that's like not really. She says she's had 3 weeks of training, but I'm pretty sure it's implied that she had more than that. So she wasn't in it a lot, but she was good. You have Madeleine Swan, who returns from the last movie, and this is the first time, I'm pretty sure, that a James Bond love interest, at least in the Daniel Craig movies, where the James Bond love interest returns for not just the first movie. So she is back, and sorry, let me repeat what I just said. This is the first time a James Bond love interest returns after being in a previous installment. So she was in the last movie, she's in this one, and she is good. She's better in this one because you actually saw her and James Bond in the first movie, and so now you have like, you know, you have like already there's a connection there. So it's like not just you're starting over from step one. Other than that, Blofeld returns in this movie, and I thought he was a lot better in this movie than the last one, just because in the last one he felt like very underutilized. He got defeated pretty easily. And in this one, like, he's only in one scene, but in that one scene, it's very good. His interview, like, not interview, but his interaction with Bonds, it feels like very good, very, like, a lot of the back and forth is great. It was very fun to watch. Other than that, you have the villain, very hard name to say, Lucifer Safin, who is played by Rami Malek. I think Rami Malek does a good job. I don't, however, really care for the villain. He's not really he's not as good as like previous villains in my opinion. Like his whole goal was like, okay, Mr. White killed his family, so he kills Mr. White's family. Madeline gets away, and so he's like, I don't know, after Madeline, and then for some reason that means he's, I guess in turn he's also after James Bond. So I don't know. It didn't feel like a great villain to me. He also, like, he's using the DNA bioweapon to like sell to people so that he could profit off of it, but then he says this whole thing about how people want to be like controlled or ruled over or whatever, and so I don't know, it didn't seem like the best motivation. He wasn't as good as like Silva or even Blofeld, who they had like these personal connections to James Bond. The chef also, he didn't have a personal connection, but at least the chef, he like had that whole, like, he had a good plan, at least the chef, where it's like he's financing terrorism through poker games, so to get more money. So I thought, yeah, Safin, he wasn't a great villain in my opinion. You also have Logan Ash, who just ends up betraying Bond and Felix Leiter. So yeah, that nothing really too much to say about him. He does the role fine, I guess. Felix Leiter, he was good. He was in this. I always like to see him. He's nice. Jeffrey Wright does a good job playing the character, and he does end up dying, which I guess is suiting since this is the final installment. So, you know, kill off all the characters that you want to kill off, I guess. It's the final movie. Moneypenny's in this. She doesn't really do too much, but you know, it's always nice to see her again. Q and M. Q, he's in this. He's good. He's always doing his tech stuff as usual. Very fun to see. M is in this, played by Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes still does a great job as the character. I think I like Mallory. I think I like Ralph Fiennes M better than the previous M. I forgot the actress's name, but I like Ralph Fiennes. I think he's an actor I've seen more, so it's like I guess I like the character more so. Other than that, you also have Voldo. He's like the Russian scientist that I guess created the bioweapon. But yeah, he's in this. He's kind of cowardly. He's like always talking about like how you can't stop us, and he's always like, but he always acts like afraid and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, not a great character per se, but yeah. There's Bill Tanner, who I haven't really talked about him in this point, but I'm pretty sure he's been in like a lot of the previous installments. So he's good, I guess. Like there's nothing really to say about him. Like he serves his role well. Other than that, is there anyone else? You have Matilda, who is James's daughter, also Madeline's daughter. So she's good. She's like a good motivation for James Bond to like do the stuff that he does in the movie. You also have that Cyclops guy who he's not really that important, but I don't know, he's cool. He had like that. His death was cool, where it's like Bond, he put the watch close enough to his eye where it's like it exploded his eye and it blew his mind. So I thought that was good, I guess. So in terms of the characters, I'm just going to give them all a 6.5 I think they're all good. I don't think any of them are great though. So moving on to the plot, I would give the plot probably a 6 out of 10. I would say it's above average. I like more so, like here, it's good motivation for like Bond to go after, like, to save Madeline and Matilda. I did like how he's like going, he now has a daughter, so he wants to protect her. I thought that was good. But in terms of the whole stuff, like I thought the bioweapon was cool, but it was like, there was a lot of stuff that I like had problems with. Like, for example, Spectre, like, they were in this at the start, so apparently it was Blofeld who like commissioned the bioweapon to be made, and then Safin ended up stealing it for his own uses. So then like all of Spectre ends up dying. Like, there's a party for I guess for Bond, like for him to die, and then all of Spectre just ends up dying, which I found like very stupid, because like you build them up so much in the last movie, and then this movie you just killed them all off. Basically everyone in Spectre was in that room. I thought this was like some big organization, and just every one of them happens to die, so I thought that was stupid. Other than that, what else? Yeah, I thought that the final like, there was also, here, I'll get into this here. Plot, 6 out of 10. I thought it was above average, but nothing great. I also didn't think, again, I thought Safin's motives were not the best. Just like, you know, killing millions for no real reason other than, I guess, like control or something. Other than that, the settings, I actually would give the settings I thought 6.5. I thought the settings were good. The final confrontation, the silo area, I thought that was a great place. I think that there was missed potential. There was like the whole poisonous garden, and then they don't end up really doing anything with it. Like Safin mentions like, oh, this plant makes you do whatever you're told. This, and then Madeline says like, oh, if I drink this, I'll go blind. Like, I thought there was some good potential there with like the plants and using them somehow to, like, I don't know, for something, but nothing really ends up coming from it. So it just kind of feels like wasted potential. Although the settings were good, there was some like the ice places at the start of the movie I thought was great. I liked it a lot. There were some purple skies, which are always nice to see. I like those. What else is there? Yes, the settings, I would give a 6.5. The action, also a 6.5. I thought it was good. I thought the start with the motorcycle, where it like ramps off with the motorcycle, that was very cool. The whole car chase scene at the beginning was great, where it spins around with the machine gun and stuff, all good stuff. The car chase in the middle of the movie where James is also when he's fighting in the woods. The final confrontation, a lot of shooting and stuff. There's some nice one-shot, one-take scenes, like one-shot scenes where it falls around James, where he's like going up a staircase and stuff. That was cool. Other than that, you have a lot of the villains, like they actually have Stormtrooper aim. Either they're missing him in like completely open areas, it feels like, or just they're just absolutely terrible at their job. So yeah, action 6.5. It was good. In terms of the spy stuff, I would just give it a 5.5. I thought it was decent. It's none of it really feel this movie, like, I don't know. It felt like maybe at the start it was more so spy stuff, but then as it goes on, I don't know. Maybe like in terms of spy stuff, when I think of spy stuff, I think of like Mission Impossible, and I guess the spy stuff there I just find more appealing. Also, spy stuff isn't really the spy genre isn't really my favorite, so I guess I don't know if there was spy stuff, it didn't really appeal to me, but I'll just say it's decent. The drama and the thriller, I put these two together because they just feel too similar to separate. I would give them 6 out of 10. It's above average. You know, the stuff with like Madeline and Matilda, like with James like having to protect them. I thought that was good. There was some good like tension there. The scene where it's like Safin's like threatening to shoot Matilda, I thought that was good, and like Bond has to like throw his gun away and stuff. I thought that was like good suspense and stuff. So 6 out of 10. In terms of the worst thing, I would just say Safin's motives. I did not really think that he had good motives. I thought that his motives were 4.5, which is not good. Yeah, so I didn't like Safin's motives at all. It was just very lackluster. It felt like he just wanted, like he said, like, oh, there are certain people like me who are meant to, like, I don't know, tell people what to do or whatever, and like control. I don't know. It just felt very just stupid in my opinion. I didn't like it. In terms of the best thing, though, I would say the best thing is definitely the ending. I really like the ending. It felt very fulfilling, very satisfying, like the final send-off for James Bond, where it's like he ends up sacrificing himself because he ends up, like Safin, he does this whole thing where it's like, if I'm going down, you're coming down with me. So he ends up basically smashing the vial on Bond, and then he's like, okay, well, now we're both screwed. If you end up going to Madeline or Matilda, you'll kill them. And so, yeah, so Bond ends up killing Safin, and then he just gets blown to pieces along with the rest of the island. And I thought that final shot right before he gets blown up, great. I thought that the entire final sequence was nice. And then they had like a little funeral thing, although it was like very brief, which suits the whole MI6 thing. And then you have the final shot of like Madeline driving away with Matilda, and then she's gonna tell her a story about Bond. I thought the whole ending scene was great. I would give it 8.5. I thought that is actually, it's not great, that it was amazing in my opinion. So yeah, so I am going to sorry, I am going to now do the calculations. So King Crimson, right? So it ends up coming out to about a 6.25. I would probably give it. I'm gonna round it up to a 6.5, and that honestly seems like about a good place to give it, a good score to give it. I would probably give it a 6.5. I thought it was good. I did not think anything was particularly great. It had its good moments, but it did also have a lot of stuff that brought it down. Any extra notes? I think I said everything. I think I mentioned Blofeld, the scene with him, the interview, not interview, I keep saying that, the exchange between him and Bond. I thought that was one of the best scenes. The ending was great, but then there was stuff like the Safin's motives were not really so great. You know, just there was stuff like that, like the stormtrooper aim of the villains and stuff. Just, you know, some of the spy stuff doesn't feel, some stuff didn't get fully utilized, like the Poisonous Garden. All the stuff I mentioned in this review. Overall, it was good. Nothing more than that, really, though. So, yeah, with that said, if you have any recommendations, any movies, anime, shows, or video game stories, leave them in the comments, and I will possibly check it out. But with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it, so let's leave it at that.